Welcome back. Sorry that this video was a little late, but I don't like having due dates on things. I know a lot of you were wondering why this video was over a week late, but I really don't have much of an excuse. Anyways, daily levels. They can sometimes be great, and sometimes not be great. I'm not too proud of my last daily levels video. I feel like some of the jokes fell flat. I'm kidding. This level isn't that bad. I'm just salty that this level, called Confusion, got featured. I'm not trying to imply anything here.
I'm not saying there are any other levels out there that should get at least a rating called Confusion. Hours of painstaking work put into them. Weeks of verification.
And I also feel like I was too harsh and didn't explain myself too well. The colors are shit. The effects are shit. The backgrounds are shit. The block design is shit. The gameplay is shit. The transitions are shit. The coin placements are shit. The animations are shit. I also felt like I was overall too negative. Anyways, let's ignore that. That's part of the reason I made this a best and worst list, not just a worst list. So some of the comments I got on that video were justified. Others weren't. I still did get an overwhelming amount of likes for some reason, but whatever. I'm just gonna start this. Yes, so this level isn't too great, but it's special. It has its own style. It doesn't have the typical generic looking style. Everything looks kind of cartoony and smooth. Some parts look really empty though. The colors blend well and the gameplay is fun. So, does it deserve a feature? I'd say no, but it's still an interesting level. This is only number 5 on the best list. Okay, on to the 5th worst. Despite trying to be more civil and less negative in this video, I need to say that there are more bad daily levels than good ones, and the bad ones are pretty bad. Anyways, number 5. This level is just nothing. It's so typical that there's nothing to say about it. Decent colors, okay gameplay, bland and empty design. There's nothing remotely special about the gameplay at all. I don't know how everyone in this community hasn't noticed how similar so many levels are. The spiral particles effect at the end is pretty cool. Not on its own though. Whatever, moving on. This level is kind of typical, but it still works. This wave part in particular is very weirdly designed and jagged in a way that makes it look interesting. It does look pretty empty, generic, and uninteresting in the later parts, with barely any decoration besides a few background effects. The platforms are highly detailed, even though they can be kind of copy-pasted. I can see a lot of people saying that this isn't worthy of daily level. I don't think this is a very good level, but I put it on the best list because it was better than the others. Yeah, a pause level. Pause does seem to be improving in his levels, but this level is still pretty f***ing bad. So, sorry Pause, I'm putting it here. The melted looking block design at the beginning is interesting, but overall there's nothing special about this. It starts out with a square part with these simple platforms that you see every other featured level nowadays. Then the rocket part is extremely typical. It does have a pretty decent effect in the background though. In the ball part you go back and forth on rectangular platforms and sometimes fall. The rest of the level is like this. It's just nothing interesting at all. Nothing is detailed. Nothing is original. It's overall just not a very good level in my opinion. I'm honestly just drawn to the cartoony style of this level. Sure, the gameplay isn't good, and it does do some things I don't like everything moving, even unnecessary things, and forced in boss fights. But, oh well, the style in this level is very unique. It doesn't look generic at all. In fact, it's like nothing I've ever seen. Before moving on, I need to apologize for this list. Overall, no daily levels were absolute trash, but none were masterpieces. That makes them less fun and interesting to talk about. So, anyways, moving on. There's honestly nothing to say about this one. It's boring, empty looking. The gameplay is okay. The first point placement is pretty creative, requiring you to turn upside down in the transition to get it. The second one is really typical though. Everyone does this. The third one is also pretty creative, requiring you to make the last jump harder to get it. Other than those two moments, it brings nothing new to the table at all. The block design and overall design is pretty typical and boring. It uses a song that everyone's heard and I wish would die. Yeah, now this is more like it. This level has some great effects and gameplay in it. It's not boring at all. It starts out looking kind of bland, but quickly picks up. This beginning part does look interesting, with its hexagons in the background, random objects on the blocks, and tiny rotating squares. It all works. This part is pretty interesting. Every block looks different. None were copy-pasted. The transitions are smooth. None of them are too abrupt or poorly designed. The spider part is a little bland, but it really picks up at the drop. The background effects are amazing and vibrant. It still remains very fun. It does hold on this effect for a pretty long time though. Overall, it's a pretty good level in my opinion. Okay, let me start out this section by apologizing to Lemons for putting one of his levels on the list, because he did comment on the last one thanking me for not. But sorry, this level still isn't very good, so I'm talking about it anyways. It does have an interesting color scheme at the beginning, but it's something that, if you see a lot of Lemons levels, you get used to. Honestly, this level just feels unfinished. It seems to lack detail and fun gameplay all around. Some of the effects in it are interesting, like the spiral around the rocket here, but overall this part isn't anything new. How many rocket parts are we going to have where all you do is fly in the middle of blocks? It holds on this effect for a bit until the spider part, which looks exactly like the ball part, which didn't look good in the first place. Then at the end we get almost the exact same wave section as before. I still think the color scheme and overall gameplay isn't too bad. Okay, so before the number ones, I'll just to the typical honorable and dishonorable mentions. Starting with the best, of course. I'm not going to go into detail about why these are bad or good because I don't want to make this video too long. What can I say, it's a Serponge level. I adore the gameplay in this level. It's so smooth, fun and interesting that I wanted to rebeat this right after playing it. The final wave is a little bit of a mess though. The effects are great. No parts drag on too long and they all look good. My personal favorites being this lightning and orb effect here, and here. This giant rainbow square background effect here, and this final one. I don't even know how this is done. The way the blocks look may not be very special, but like a lot of Serponge levels, the visuals mostly focus on background effects instead of the way the blocks look. The music sync is spot on, and the gameplay is very unique and fun. Easily the best daily level of March in my opinion. But, is it Serponge's best level? No. Not at all. In fact, I'd say this is one of his weaker 2.1 levels. Compared to the originality and effort that goes into the alter game levels. I guess this was more of a casual level, but it's still amazing. Okay, so before some of you freak out, yes, I know a lot of people like this level, but I personally really don't. Allow me to attempt to explain why. First of all, the colors are absolute shit. Colors like purple and light blue are mixed, which really don't look good. A lot of objects look out of place, like they don't blend well together at all. This level shares a lot of the same problems as Iodine Castle by God of Music. The same creator. None of the sections go well together at all. Nothing is interesting or unique about it. While the block design is okay in some parts, nothing mixes well together at all. It looks like everything was picked at complete random. The whole level is just one long, drawn out, and slow area where you occasionally change colors or form. Every transition feels the need to have a flash in it for some reason. The music sync barely even tries, and the gameplay, once again, is boring and nothing new. I'm hoping God of Music will either stop getting daily levels, or change his ways. So that's about it. March was an okay month for daily levels. None of them were too bad, but none were great. I apologize for how atrociously late this video was. I just haven't really been motivated to upload recently. Anyways, bye.